asked Todd and I to maybe tell a story from Pat's early years of teaching.
Don't tell that one.
And we are
Not that one either.
we are gracefully old enough to be making up any memory we have anyway. So we'll do the very best we can. Back a while ago, 38 years ago or thereabouts, we had this thing called an academic house. So you new teachers in District 196, a house is when you get a bunch of teachers together and give a bunch of students and you integrate curriculum and teach them what's important. It's a novel idea.
Really unique. There were 4 teachers in the class. Four.
Could have been 6. But anyway, we digress. We had a house like that at Rosemount Middle School that the superintendent of schools at the time, when she came out and played frisbee golf with us once, which is what we did on our preps, frisbee golf, she called us the greatest bunch of prima donnas in the district.
We were already 5 by then, I think.
Which we took proudly. But we know she had a big idea. And that big idea was to give us someone that would kind of show us all those things we couldn't do. Like swallow beer, we've always had So we had this group of 4, and at Rosemount Middle, they gave us a whole wing of the building, sterilized it, gave it to us, gave us a bunch of kids, and that's where we lived. And Pat, bless her, came along. She was a special ed teacher back then. And the special ed director, who I've long since forgotten, came to us and let us know that Pat would be working with our special students.
They had letters.
They had letters
They
back
had
then.
a variety of letters.
They had a lot of letters that we didn't understand. And she was only to work with those special students.
Which, that's like a rough thing.
It was, yes, it was. So Pat, bless her soul, came to us in this kind of a mess of a thing we had. Todd, these were 8th grade students, and Todd probably just gave an assignment, for the students to summarize the relationship between the French Revolution and probably the Grateful Dead in those days.
That's right, because Pat was our open
That's true. So what Pat would do is she would take these convoluted interdisciplinary things that invented long before you had to put a target on the board. And she would take the students aside, and these were the students that she was given to us to work with. She'd take them over to one side. We'd take people all over the place. And she'd start working with them, making sense out of the gibberish that we'd given them. And this is Pat's quality that I think carried to every school. I'm sure she carried to every school she was at.
Except there was a little better part to that quality. Pat really did that for every student.
We noticed her group started to grow.
Something close to 120 of them. It was a big group.
So we started buying lunch for a kid named Tony, who would sit in the main hallway and let us know if the special ed director was in the building. She was able to do it so much better than we did.
And did, because at the end of the year in a short assessment, we asked kids to raise their hands. Said, okay, so all of us had identified 25 kids. They were our special kids of the year. The students, remember this, Pat?
Take it up here.
No, it's true. The students had no clue. In other words, it was mainstreaming the way we believed it ought to be done, the way she believed it.
The way she made it happen.
So any teaching team needs to eat together and have lemonade. And as a team of 5, we did that quite often.
A lot of lemonade.
A lot of lemonade. A lot of it was down at Prairie Creek. And no one would dare have dessert, though, before the last lemonade until they'd had a little bit of the apple crisp or whatever Pat might have bought. Many of you have suffered through all of those things. But the nice part is that's where our house is. And lo and behold, you get up the next morning and there were 2 loaves of fresh bread sitting in the kitchen.
Yeah.